everybody, and welcome back. So today, pretty much all I did was cook because we were super busy. So Kevin has been bothering me about some baked pork chops and rice and gravy. So let's get into it. Here's the seasoning that I use, and I apologize, y'all are probably going to be hearing Jen coughing in the background. She's sick again. I absolutely hate this time of the season. But here are the seasonings. You can use whatever your little heart desires. So here I have already cleaned and washed my meat. Y'all know I like to use vinegar, lime, and cool to warm water, and that's what I clean my meat with. But some people don't wash their meat. I tell people all the time, I'm not here to judge. I'm not eating at your house. You're not eating at mine. So do whatever makes you happy. And here are the seasonings that I am using. It may look like it's a lot, but I promise y'all it is not. Normally, when I tend to season like this, I am seasoning for both sides. That way, I'm not having to lay them out and flip them. Now, some people, they do that. They like to lay their meat out. Now, if I'm grilling, if we're grilling or something, yes, but if we're frying something or baking it, normally I don't. And oh, by the way, y'all, this seasoning right here, that Sazon, I think that's how you say it. That's how I say it. I love it. If y'all have not tried it, definitely try it. But back to what I was saying, I got sidetracked. I don't do that when I'm frying and baking. But again, if that's what you like to do, go ahead on and do it. And so um, yeah, I pretty much just use whatever. I had to buy a new. This is also this is Badia. I think it's called Badia. That's how we say it. But y'all, I love this seasoning, and now my favorite store has it, which is Dollar Tree. Um, I normally, when I stayed in Texas, I would purchase this seasoning from the HEB that we had. And now that I'm back in Louisiana, there's no HEB around. So when I seen this seasoning, especially in Dollar Tree, like the actual Dollar Tree, oh, I grabbed me some bottles. Um, but it's really good. I like it because it has a mixture of everything, like your onion powder. It's literally what it says. It's called complete seasoning. So it literally has the garlic powder, the onion powder, a little bit of salt, pretty much your basic seasonings that you use for your food. So at the end I added a little bit of cayenne pepper. We absolutely love cayenne pepper down here, but again, you don't have to. You can just substitute it for black pepper if spice is an issue for your family. I added Tony's as well, but again, you can substitute the Tony's and the cayenne pepper for just black pepper. So yeah, and I just gave it a toss around and made sure all sides were coated evenly. And it also the with the Sazon seasoning, so I'm laughing because the first time this happened to me, the first time I used this seasoning, the Sazon, I had no idea that it turns your food orange. And I panicked because I was like, what did I use? Like, why is my chicken? I think the first time I used it, it was to fry some chicken. And I was like, y'all, why is my chicken orange? But it's the seasoning, it's the Sazon seasoning. It turns your meat a orange color. But I promise y'all, like it doesn't do anything to the meat but add flavor to it. It is really, really, really good. By the way, I want to let you guys know that this video is going to be in real time. Normally I have things sped up, but today, like I said, I was really busy, so I decided to do it in real time to equal up the time. So I ran out of Pam spray, like the Baker's Joy or whatever kind brand you use. I normally use Dollar Tree brand, but y'all know the spray, the non-stick spray. So I ran out of it, so I had to use olive oil that I had in the pantry. And so I just took my little sponge that came with my olive oil container and just rubbed it down. You don't have to spray your pan, but me, I like to be on the safe side. I feel like spraying my pan will ensure that my meat won't stick. Some people believe it add more grease to it. Hey, again, to each his own. I just I like to make sure my stuff don't stick whenever I'm baking something, but you do as you please. But it turned out really, really good. It did. Kevin loved this. Like I said, he's been begging me nonstop to make this meal. I normally do it with chicken. We kind of try to stay away from pork chops. I don't fry pork chops whatsoever. Maybe on a year span, I may fry some pork chops one time. One time. Most of the times, if we eat pork chops, it's baked or it is on the grill or it's sautéed or it's even air fried. I'll cut up some onion and bell peppers and stick it in, season it with the pork chops and stick it in my air fryer, and it's so good. I plan on doing a video with y'all on that. But look at the peppers. I grabbed those peppers out of my freezer. Those are the peppers that I bought months ago, y'all. Like from the first grocery haul I did from Aldi's. Those are the peppers. And I told y'all I just cut them up in strips. I didn't cube them up because let's just say if we decide to have fajitas where they're already stripped up, so that I just cut them in strips, and that way if I do need to make them smaller and dice them, I could. But I didn't want to dice them and then regret dicing them because I need them to be bigger for, like I said, like for instance, fajitas or whatever. Um, but yeah, this it was really good. Like Kevin, I told you guys, Kevin and Jen is very, very, very picky as far as seeing like vegetables in their food. But he ate the onions, he ate the celery, he ate the bell peppers. Well, normally he'll eat the bell peppers. He's not Bell peppers don't really phase him. But I also added y'all see here a little later in the video, I actually added cream of mushroom and a can of cream of chicken, and cream of mushroom does have the mushrooms in there, and Kevin absolutely hates mushrooms. Like I like to do sautéed steak with my or so sorry sautéed mushrooms with my steak, and Kevin will not. He will have a fit, but he tore it up um this go round. And then also I just want to let you guys know, back to seasoning the pork chops, don't, like, if you're gonna, to me cream of mushroom is not salty, but cream of chicken, anything that's cream of chicken, or if you're using chicken broth, it tends to have salt in it. So be mindful of how much you are sprinkling. That's why I said it may look like I was sprinkling a lot, but I promise y'all I was not. Now I did use a lot of onion powder and garlic powder because mine's is salt free. I know the Tabitha Browns is for sure, but I think the onion powder as well is salt free. So just be very, 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 very mindful when you're cooking with cream of chicken and any kind of stock, chicken stock, beef stock, no matter what kind of stock it is, just be mindful. So here I just added a little bit of olive oil to my my grandma's pot. Y'all, that pot done been through it. Y'all, did any of y'all have those pots where it's your favorite pot, you don't want to get rid of it, but no matter how much you scrub it, it's clean, but it's been through some things. And that's how majority of my grandma pots look, because she's had these pots like forever. Oh God, it's pots that I can remember ever since I was a little girl. My grandma had these pots, and so yeah, they look a little beat up, but they do the job. They do the job. So I seasoned my vegetables with the Kinder's, the blend, and then that garlic and herb from, I believe it's called Weber's. That seasoning is really, really good too, like on chicken. So I just added a little to give my vegetables some flavor, but I did not add any seasoning as far as to like my, cream of chicken and my cream of mushroom, because like I told you guys previously, cream of chicken does have salt. Like I had to literally learn the hard way one time. I made a meal and y'all, that mess was so salty. I had to throw everything away and start completely over. But but they no, they do have reduced or salt free. They do have that, but to me, I've had them, and to me, it's still a little salty. So again, just definitely be mindful. But yeah, if y'all have one of those just good pots that you just love and you don't want to get rid of, y'all comment down below and let me know. So exciting news, very, very exciting news. Oh, and this was a cup of water. All I did was take the can of cream of chicken and I just filled it up with water. And I poured that whole can of water in there to dilute it a little bit. You want it to have a little water, that way when it cooks it's not just thick and dry. But good news, y'all. We are almost at 500 subscribers. I cannot believe it. It feels like what, a month ago I had just started, and I feel like I was posting these videos and I wasn't getting any subscribers, and Kevin was just like, "Be patient. Like it'll come, like this is it's trending. This is what everybody, is doing. Like just be patient." And y'all have definitely showed you guys some love for sure, and I am very, very, very thankful. So once you get to this consistency where it's a little thick, but it's like thick thin. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that, thick thin. You want to pour it over your meat. And I top mine with foil paper. Look at that pot at the bottom, y'all. That pot has been used and abused, but it does well. It does. I love, love, love that pot. But yeah, so I covered it with foil paper. Um, Preheated my oven prior to cooking to 375, and then I placed it in the oven 30 minutes. I placed it in the oven for an hour. So 375 for an hour, 30 minutes halfway through, I took them out and I removed the foil paper and I flipped them. Now, technically, they were basically done, but again, y'all know I like my meat done. Even Kevin told y'all from the steak video. I it was if you don't get me wrong, it was still tender, but if you like your meat a little pink, like I know there's some people they prefer their burgers to be a little pink, their steak, like any kind of beef, they in pork too, they like it a little pink. But that's not me. So technically after 30 minutes, because they were so thin, like I had like the thin bone in pork chops, and this is for thin. Now the thick cut, no, let them cook. For God's sakes, please let them pork chops cook. But for the thin ones, 30 minutes on 375, you can get away with it. But again, that's not what, that's not my cup of tea. So I flipped them all and I put them back in the oven uncovered for another 30 minutes. And what that did was, it's the side that was uncovered, it gave it kind of like almost like a crisp outing, even though it didn't technically have no skin like chicken. It did give it a crisp outing. And so right here, I use my mini rice. Y'all don't judge me. Ain't nobody have time to be sitting there making some real rice. Minute rice it is. Look at my grandma knobs, y'all. My grandma took the knobs off the stove and put them in bleach. Y'all, I was so tickled. And it took all the paint off of them. But that's another story for another time. So here is some Jiffy cornbread. I don't too much, my family, Kevin, Jen, we don't too much care for like regular cornbread, like cornbread you eat with your collard greens, or like hot water cornbread. My family, they make that a lot, but again, I don't really care. So here I have a box of Jiffy cornbread. I add my egg, I add my milk. I can't tell you exactly the measurements. I just measure to my eye, and honey. Kevin absolutely love honey. I know I see some people do sugar, but try it with honey. Like we love the honey. It's really good. Or you don't even have to do the honey inside of it. I like it inside of it, but you can wait till it comes out, and you can melt like a little bit of butter and a little bit of honey and do like a little glaze over it. I've done it like that too. Me personally, I felt like that one was a little too sweet versus if you just add the honey in prior to cooking it. So before I put my cornbread in my pan, I took a little bit of a square small pan, and I put a little bit of olive oil in there, and I let it heat up in the oven. And so what we're going to do is once that oil gets a certain temperature or it gets hot enough to where it's sizzling like you're frying something, you're gonna pour that oil over off in your cornbread. Now, that's the way I was taught and that's the way I was raised. That's kind of just how my family cooked cornbread. No matter if it's sweet cornbread, no matter if it's hot water cornbread or regular cornbread, they'll always put a little pan in the oven with a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil, but I try to do olive oil to be healthy. And yeah, so that's what it turned out, y'all. It was so good. Like Kevin went back for seconds, and I started him off with two pork chops. But y'all make this meal and definitely let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Please do not hesitate to comment down below. Love you guys. Bye.